Believe it or not, it's been 3 damn years since Larian released the RPG epic masterpiece that was Baldur's Gate 3. 9 years since Divinity Original Sin 2, and 24 years since Divine Divinity. And if that all makes you feel old, good, because I feel old too, and I want company.
That's the reason you can't eat, because you don't have a stomach.
Aha, so how can we speak? We don't have no vocal cords either. Answer that, Mr. Clever. Best not to think about it. I don't want to fall to bits because of excess existential thought. Nasty.
But a new game is in the works. 2 new games, actually, but we only really know a little bit about one of them, about Divinity. And I think there's some things in Larian's fantastic catalog that could actually be improved upon going into this next iteration, this next version of Larian. This post Baldur's Gate 3 version of Larian. Larian Unleashed, no longer tied to an IP that wouldn't let them go beyond level 12. Things that might just push that game over the top a little bit in what might be one of the most anticipated CRPGs of a freaking generation.
I can't even tell if any of you are acting strange because you've been replaced or because this group is full of weirdos.
Now, before we get into the wish list, there's a few things that are kind of a given, not deserving of their own line items, so I want to kind of bang through those real quick. Maintaining the level of cinematics from BG3, streamlining their acts so you don't have everyone kind of dumped into Act 3 where it's larger than the other 2 acts, but still keeping the same size and scope, or even larger as Larian has said for Divinity, and maintaining the same kind of commitment to your actors, to your writers, to your developers that are creating the game in the first place and that made Larian so great.
Of course! What fun! I'm going to fucking kill you.
First, don't stray too far from Baldur's Gate 3's combat. One thing that I think Larian settled on nicely was a more refined combat that felt more balanced than, say, Divinity Original Sin 2 when it came to BG3. Yes, it had its limitations, and it was definitely on the easier side between the two, and there will naturally be some changes going into Divinity, but I do hope that they look at the good parts of BG3's combat and take that to heart into Divinity. We already know they're kind of doing something like this because they aren't going back to DOS 2's magic and physical armor system, so they're not completely throwing away what they learned in BG3. Some sort of marrying between action points of DOS 2 and the modified D&D rule set from BG3 will probably work very well in turn-based, but what I'm also looking for is the ingenuity of it all. The things that created such fun moments like discovering the owlbear from the top rope or barrelmancy. Basically, I want Larian to have combat where, again, they get surprised by what some of the people do that are playing the game, like shocked that they came up with this idea to stack 500 barrels and destroy everyone that way. I thought that was a really cool, unique way that it kind of demonstrated and showed the playfulness that could exist in a kind of a more constricted system that normally is with turn-based. That's kind of the stuff you expect in Skyrim, not in a turn-based CRPG. And number 2, give us companions that are not just humans or humans with like elf ears. In Baldur's Gate 3, the primary companions were 2 humans, 2 elves, a frog, and an oven. Include your non-origin companions and you add in another human and 3 more elves. The bear is just a bonus costume, like a DLC if you're kind of freaky.
The norm is to keep dirty thoughts like that to ourselves, but do carry on.
For a setting with as many vibrant and exciting races as Faerun, this was kind of disappointing. It wasn't for lack of interesting models in game either. After all, You could be a dragonborn or a halfling or a gnome. They also had NPC models for ogres and kobolds and angry goldfish.
You, our Lord of Murder, demands sacrifice.
DOS 2, by comparison, gave you this princely fellow, their boneless pal, and an elf who just happens to eat human flesh to glean their memories, as well as 2 humans and a dwarf. Basically, everything you could play was represented as a companion. For Divinity, I hope we go away from always having companions that are generally just humans, even if there isn't quite the decades-long library of fantastic races to pull from that were in the D&D setting. There's still the odd goblin, troll, or orc that can wind its way into your companions, which would be great to see. I trust Larian implicitly to make compelling companions that fit lore-wise and that stick with you. It'd just be cool to see them have a little more variety than what we got in Baldur's Gate 3. We're going to continue on with companions for our number 3 because it kind of fits. Basically, companion autonomy. Of my wishes, this is probably the most likely to be granted because it's already been talked about. During the AMA, Larian made it clear that one area they want to improve on is companions not feeling so siloed. They talked about companions having relationships with each other. Not necessarily romantic relationships, though they didn't say anything that would rule that out, just that they'd have more interaction, more banter, just like they would with the players. This is something I'm eager to see because companion to companion banter and friction and attachment is something that I think has room to grow. It makes a story feel more full, more real, because then the companions aren't just your arm candy or your glass cannons. They feel like they're more fully realized autonomous characters in a story rather than plot devices around the primary protagonist. I would love to see how this plays out with the tact and storytelling bona fides of Larian, who have already made some of the most memorable characters in RPG history, right up there with Mass Effect or Dragon Age in my opinion. Anything that they add on top of that already incredibly sturdy foundation is just excessive. It's just more, it's gluttonous, but I fucking need it. I fucking want it. The fourth is I want to be able to say the wrong thing and fucking pay for it. I want a reason to F5 to F8 to basically need to save scum or want to save scum. Now, I don't know if this part is going to be controversial or not, but Baldur's Gate 3 to me improved on prior Larian games with their dialogue-based consequences. It felt true D&D in that sense where a dialogue choice leading to a dice roll had high stakes to it. You could succeed against all odds and do something incredible, like convince this horrifying nightmare fuel to let himself be killed by his own freaking nurses, or you could straight up die by insulting a god. It felt more fluid and impactful than other persuasion systems. It also dovetails nicely with Larian's use of missable content, something done in both Divinity Original Sin and in Baldur's Gate 3. I think when you make these conversations, the dialogue feel as high stakes as combat, you feel more engaged with everyone you talk to. It pulls you into the brilliantly written dialogue even more. It makes you pay attention to those cinematics they crafted so well with motion capture. It's more than just binary choices. Personally, I love it when I can see it do more, when I can see persuasion do more. Let persuasion and dialogue be an arena unto itself as a companion to tactical and engaging turn-based combat that Larian's become known for. And yes, part of this desire is just because of how infatuated I got by playing a bard with high charisma in honor mode and just how incredibly powerful that was.
Soap and slipped and killed himself, right?
What happens if I do this? Oh shit. Wait.
Why are you?
No, wait, I don't want to go to prison again. Wait, stop.
Oh my god,
No,
Red.
god damn it, I don't want to go to prison.
Why would you do that?
No. Wait. All right.
If we just kill this
Unlocking a lock can hardly be a crime. They're supposed to do that. Oh shit. Get fucked.
What happened? Oh.
I talked my way out of it.
You convinced them for now.
The last one is basically just continue to be edgy. Not edgelord edgy, but edging. Edge. I'm saying edge too many times. There's something very specific about Baldur's Gate 3 that felt refreshing. It was an RPG made for adults. There wasn't pithy Marvel dialogue. It didn't hold back on dark or mature themes, and it didn't shy away from sex being a part of, living. Given the trailer we saw of Divinity that had a gruesome public execution complete with lizard orgy sex, I don't think that they're going to be losing that edge. But I also think it's one of the things that sets Larian apart from some of the other RPG studios out there, even some of the good ones. Recently, I played a fair amount of Solasta 2, for example, which is honestly a pretty damn good worthy successor so far in its early stages of early access of development for Baldur's Gate 3, but it doesn't have remotely the same mature edge that BG3 does. It feels like it's kind of a game aiming for a lower ESRB rating, whereas Baldur's Gate 3 seemed to embrace and celebrate its lack of prudishness. Who else would cheer getting banned from TikTok in the lead up to their game launching, where they needed to be marketing the shit out of it after all? But those are 5 of my things on my wish list for Divinity as we wait for it to come out. But now I want to hear from you. I want to know what you would like. Are there other things that you would like on the list? Or maybe you just think one of the things on my list is stupid and you want to let me know about it. Just don't be a dick. Let us know in the comment section below. I appreciate you very much and I hope you have a wonderful day. My name is Redbeard Flint and I will see you all again soon.